depending on what part of the world you may be calling in from. We do have people from overseas calling in to learn more about Halo. Some of you have joined already. Some of you are taking a look at the company. And I'm just so very humbled by the response, by the leadership that has come on board with us during the beta launch. You know, just about, I guess, maybe 3-4 weeks ago now, lost the track of time here, but we were just going to do a preview for some of our top leaders. We brought them onto a call and said, hey guys, this is what we're about to roll out. What do you think? And the reaction from that call was tremendous. They immediately said, Sunil, Ken, you guys have to let us start getting the word out to our top leaders and allow us to start building a team. And we said, no, stop, guys. Listen, we are in a beta launch. And all we wanted to do today, if you will, was to show you a preview, kind of like at a movie theater. Wanted to show you the preview of a movie that's coming up. You can't buy a ticket to that movie. You can watch that movie, but we wanted just to give you a sneak preview. Well, that wasn't good enough for these guys. And several of you are on the call here, and you know who I'm talking about. Well, they twisted our arm, said, Sunil, you got to start doing a couple of webinars with us. We'll keep the lid on it. We won't get it out to everybody, but we need to start bringing a few of our top leaders on board. So we decided to do some webinars on a Saturday, and here we are. And the word has gotten out. But here's my point of sharing all that with you. I want to really emphasize, ladies and gentlemen, that we are in a beta launch. We are not ready for prime time yet. We're not ready to show that full movie, if you will. But in saying that, because of what we've accomplished and what we are about to accomplish from a system standpoint, we feel that we are ready to introduce a couple things to you guys, and we're going to talk about some of that today. But again, please bear with us. Our website is not anywhere close to being done. Please do not judge us on the website. Please do not judge us on the systems yet, because again, we are in beta launch. Just again wanted to overemphasize that. I hope that everyone's had a chance to review the legal disclaimer. The call will be recorded and the link will be sent out, so you can certainly review this legal disclaimer if you have not had a chance to. For those of you that don't know me, I'm very fortunate to know a lot of folks in the MLM space. My name is Sunil Wadhwa. I'm the co-founder and CEO, president of Financial Halo. My very dear friend and business partner, Mr. Ken Newton. He's a co-founder and COO. Ken and I have known each other now for 22 years. We met in Lamaze class, of all places. Lori and I were doing our breathing exercises, and Ken and Kathy were doing theirs, and we met and have had a great friendship and a business relationship for many, many years, and I'm so very proud to have him on board as the partner and co-founder of Financial Halo. Let me read our mission statement to you guys. This is very important to us, and we hope that it's important to you as well. Is to enhance, preserve, and protect the financial well-being of those who place their trust in us, helping people to develop financial strategies to overcome stress by providing proven, high-integrity products and services that exceed expectations. We will help remove debt, anxiety, and worry while increasing net worth, personal well-being, and enjoyment of life in our customers' lives. We will heal relationships and save families from the burden of financial uncertainty. You know, each one of those words in our mission statement are very, very important to us, and as you heard me read it, I pause on certain words because those words are very, very important to us, as they are to our providers that we have elected to bring on board. Now let me jump in here and share with you a look and feel of our website and the various different services, our halos, that we are going to be bringing on board. Our first halo is our debt halo. This is a company that's been in the business for decades now, helping people get rid of their credit card debt. They have a very unique concept. Now, I will tell you that this industry is littered, literally littered, with companies that have overpromised and underdelivered for their client base. Well, we're very proud to have teamed up with this company that is ranked as one of the top companies in the space but they also have a very unique concept. And we're going to ask the founder of this company to come on the call, most likely next week, but we'll keep you posted on that. Our next halo is My Tax Halo, another industry, frankly, littered with companies that have overpromised and underdelivered. And as we set off to find a provider in this space, and I started to do more and more research in the space, I really didn't realize how many people out there have an IRS tax issue going on. In fact, the three top companies that ran ads after ads after ads on TV, between the three of them, they brought in roughly about $150 million in annual revenue fees from clients in this country. But unfortunately, those three companies are no longer, I should say, unfortunately, those companies did not provide the services that they promised their clients, and they are no longer in business. They've been shut down because of their lack of doing what they said they were going to do for the client base. Well, I want to bring on one of our top leaders, one of my very dear friends, Mr. Greg Somerville. He is also the president of our real estate halo and our mortgage halo. We'll talk about those various different halos here in just a moment. But Greg has been a broker for nearly 40 years now, very, very successful in that field. And he said, Sunil, I've got to meet this provider. So I set up a meeting for him and her, and Greg wanted to share his thoughts with you guys as to his meeting. Greg, are you there, bud?
Yes, Sunil, can you hear me?
I can, sir. Good morning, and thanks for being on the call. I know you're actually conducting a seminar this morning, but appreciate you being on this call.
Hey, my pleasure, and hello, everyone. I must say this person that I did have the honor and pleasure to meet, and thank you, Sunil, for setting that up, actually exceeds even your commentary on how good she is and how moral she is. Because, again, as you said, so many of those entities out there and individuals have just been taking people's money and not delivering. So having the opportunity to meet her, it's no doubt that I'll be supplying a lot of clientele for her. As a mortgage broker for 33 years, oftentimes when we get a client come in, the first thing we do is we look at their credit report to see what their FICO scores are. The very next thing we look at is to see if there's any matters of public record. And like you said, there's a bunch of folks that come in and they have tax liens, whether they're federal or state. And that's a nightmare for many of them. These revenue collectors are not very nice people oftentimes, and it creates a lot of intimidation. Well, this person does not buy into the intimidation, and she gets the job done. I had a chance to meet with her personally, and I can tell you that she is worth every bit of the praise that you've given her. So we're looking forward to sending her a ton of business. So back to you, Sunil.
Thanks, Greg. Yeah, we're extremely excited, and I'm very excited this morning to have actually Kathy on the call with us this morning. She took some time here to be on the call, and I've asked her to share some of her thoughts. And Kathy, you're on an open line, my dear. Thank you so much for taking your valuable time. I'd love to have you share a few thoughts about where we are with Halo and where we're going to go with you.
Good morning, Sunil. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm so excited to have a few minutes on this call this morning, and I'm very excited about your company, Financial Halo, because when you came to me and shared it with me, I thought it was an exceptional program with exceptional services that everyone in America needs today. For my part in it, the tax resolution part, I am just extremely excited about where my company has gone in 12 years. We started 12 years ago, small, but determined to do it the right way. There are hundreds of thousands of people in America today that owe the IRS. Unbeknownst to most of you, it covers all walks of life and all income brackets. And these people live in fear of the IRS and don't know how to get out from under the liability that they've incurred, and just are waiting for the IRS to come and levy their wages and clean out their bank accounts. And the financial burden that hangs over their head is oppressive, and they're scared and don't know what to do. Well, 12 years ago, I founded my company with the desire to make a difference in people's lives and getting this tax debt off of their shoulders. I have been hugely successful primarily because I made a commitment 12 years ago to do it the right way, not to rip people off, take their money and do nothing for them. And that's what's rampant in the industry today of tax resolution. I'm going to say that the majority of them take people's money, don't do the job, or do a shabby job. My company, on the other hand, has a track record, 12-year track record of successful resolution in taking people's liabilities and pretty much wiping them out. We have tons and tons of cases where people have owed $20, $30, $40, $80,000 to the IRS, Sunil, and we've settled those debts for $20 or $50 or $100. Very exceptional, phenomenal results. Because we're diligent to fight the IRS, we're not afraid of them, we don't bow down to them, we fight tooth and nail for the rights of the taxpayer, and we get very exceptional results that I'm very proud of today.
Kathy, you've done, of course, a stellar job over the last 12 years, and you know, one of the things that I was so very impressed about your mindset, and that was that you have an attitude, a mindset of really wrapping your arm, if you will, around each and every one of your clients, not only you, but your entire staff, and that was very comforting for me, because that's exactly what we're looking for, and we certainly have found that in you and your company. Thanks so much for being on board with us, and we're looking forward to sending you a whole bunch of business.
My pleasure.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to announce something here today with MyTaxHalo. That's our division, teaming up with our provider. You just heard from Kathy. And we're going to start taking business in. Now, again, as I emphasized in the beginning of our call, we are in a beta launch. We are putting systems together on our website, and I'm going to come back to that here in just a moment. But what we've decided to do, and Kathy is more than happy to start taking business in from us, and the reason is that a lot of you have actually reached out to us and said, Sunil, we have clients. I can't tell you on a daily basis how many emails I've gotten over the last few weeks saying, Sunil, we've got to start allowing our reps to start sending business in, and there's people out there that are dealing with some very serious situations with, of course, the tax and credit and so on. And we'll talk about those areas in just a moment. But from a tax situation, if you or anyone you know has a tax situation, we're going to put a process together here for you to start bringing that business in, and as we get paid on it, we're going to start paying you out as well. So we're going to have a manual functionality here over the next few weeks as we get our systems tightened down and we roll out and move from a beta launch to a soft launch. And let me just also emphasize one very important part here as you submit your business for the TaxHalo, that everything is confidential. We are not going to share with you, if you're an associate that sends in a client who does business with Kathy, we're not going to tell you how much their debt is. We're not going to tell you any personal information about them. Of course, that is confidential information. I want to really stress that to each and every one of you. Even when we go live on our websites, it's going to be very, very, very confidential information, so that you know, these are sensitive issues, and certainly we don't want you or us to know any of their confidential information. We want to keep that between the prospect and our provider. So here's the manual process that we're going to start doing as of right now. Should you or anyone you know have a tax issue, should you start marketing for this Halo, that's fine. But what you're going to do right now over the next couple of weeks is send an email to mytaxhalo@financialhalo.com. mytaxhalo@financialhalo.com. Once we get your email, we will send back an email to you asking for some very simple information. Very simple information. And that information will only be seen by one person in our company. That's how tight we're going to keep the confidential information here, okay? That individual will then send back to you the prospect will then send back that information to us, and then we will forward that information to our provider, Kathy, and her team, and of course we'll copy your prospect in with that information as well, and we will then help set up a scheduled appointment, etc. So very simple steps here. Send us an email, mytaxhalo@financialhalo.com. We will then send back an email for some very simple information. You or the prospect that's dealing with this situation will send back that information, and we will then put you in touch with Kathy and her team. All right, very simple process. But bring it on. We're going to track it very carefully. You as the associate will get paid per our compensation plan. Now, let's move on to the next halo, my foreclosure halo. We're also very excited that we will be announcing this partnership, and I hope to have this gentleman on the phone as well, hopefully next week, and we're going to start taking business there as well. Again, an area that is littered with companies that have overpromised and underdelivered. This company has now successfully negotiated about $1 billion worth of loan modifications and has really helped a lot of people out there. And we are very excited to team up with them. And we will, again, start taking that business on board immediately, hopefully as soon as next week. My credit halo, another very exciting area, very needed area, but also an area that's littered with companies out there that overpromise and underdeliver. I'm very happy and excited to team up with our provider. He's very, very proud of the fact that he's been in business since 1999 and has had zero complaints, ladies and gentlemen. He has thousands of clients on board, and in fact, he is on the webinar here listening today, and we're very excited to team up with him as well. Now, the top line here are services for people that have debt issues and Ken always uses the analogy of a sailboat. You know, these are individuals, ladies and gentlemen, that are out in the water. They're taking in water. They got a couple holes. Maybe some of them have many holes in that boat, and they're taking on water really fast, and they need a lot of help. Well, that's what those 4 halos are all about. Now, our next halos are not necessarily for those people taking on water, but it's for people that are in their sailboat, but they're not moving very fast, or if at all, they're moving. Here's my point. They have a job, they're paying their bills, but they're not really going anywhere. And so the asset accumulation side of it is to help them start putting some wind in their sails, if you will. My accelerator halo is a very exciting concept. This is a concept that actually started in Australia and the European market about 15 years ago, and it came into the U.S. about 7 years ago. But I believe that back then it wasn't the right time for this concept, although a couple companies did very well, and then of course when the market crashed and burned, this whole concept went away. But back then, people were not focused on paying off their debts. What this system does, ladies and gentlemen, is a very sophisticated software program that shows people how to put interest back in their pocket rather than the pockets of the banks. It's really that simple. These are very sophisticated systems, but the software does it all for you, shows you what to do, keeps you on the right track, and literally, without exaggeration, when a homeowner, for example, follows this software, they literally, without paying any more money, can pay off their mortgage decades ahead of schedule. Literally 20 years ahead of schedule, 22 years ahead of schedule, somewhere in there you can pay off your mortgage and put literally tens of thousands of dollars back in your pocket versus the pocket of the banks. So we're very excited to roll that out, and I think timing right now is perfect for this. You know, back in the heydays, when mortgages or equities in our homes were doubling, it seemed like every month. People were out there buying more and more homes. People were out there buying Hummers and flat screen TVs, and we were just spending money. Well, I'm so very happy to see and feel that the country is changing that mindset. We are now becoming more and more of a nation of thinking about our future rather than just living for today. And I'm so very glad to see that happen in this country now. So we're going to be rolling that out here sooner than later as well, and we'll give you more information here probably within the next 5 to 7 days. Our next halo is my 4X halo. This is a very exciting arena. those of you that are familiar with the stock market and participate in the stock market, you might know or not know this. The stock market is about $22 billion a day worth of trading. The Forex market is a $5.3 trillion a day market. So vastly, vastly larger than the stock market. Well, we've teamed up with a company that has spent 8.5 years and $16 million in developing the very first fully robotic software. What does that mean? Well, this thing is a plug and play where you literally turn it on and let the software do the trading in a very, very huge market. And the company has seen some very nice returns for their clients, their subscribers, and we are actually doing 50 plus webinars the month of January, and I'm going to give you a link to a webinar that I will actually be doing later on this afternoon at 1 o'clock, and then one of our top leaders is doing it at 3 o'clock Pacific time, and we invite you to jump on that webinar for more details. So very, very exciting halo that we have there on Forex. Our next halo is My Health Halo. This is an area that we are also very excited about. We ran into a inventor in Colorado. I should say one of our partners ran into this inventor in Colorado who was with the U.S. government, very high level stuff that this guy has done. Well, he invented this machine where he took a NASA technology that came out back in 1980, and he put two technologies actually together, one being light technology and one being frequency technology, and he combined both of them. He combined it, and he made a commercial-grade unit for a doctor's office. He then teamed up with a doctor in Colorado, who's a very well-known doctor. In fact, this doctor is the doctor for the Denver Broncos. He's a doctor also for the Saudi family. He's actually also created a couple techniques in the medical community where 17,000 plus doctors worldwide today use his techniques. And he has been using this machine for the last several years. Well, long story short, one of our partners, his wife has been dealing with a lot of different ailments for the last 20 plus years. And keep a long story short, in fact, she was using a cane, and they ran into this doctor, and this doctor used this particular technology on her, and long story short, she's no longer using a cane, and many of her ailments have dramatically gotten better. And the stories go on and on and on. I don't want to take a lot of time here on this call, and in fact, we're going to ask the doctor to be on the call and share that technology with you. Well, this commercial-grade unit, after they met with our team, they have decided to take this unit and redesign it and reconfigure it for consumer use. And they've given us the worldwide exclusive rights to market this machine to the world. And we're very excited. We'll probably roll that out the first quarter, probably somewhere in March or somewhere in there. We'll keep you guys posted. Our next halo is My Income Halo. This is, of course, the ability for people to join our company and make a tremendous amount of money. We'll share some of the compensation plan with you here in just a moment. But let me give you a broader picture of where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. Financial Halo is going to have a lot of halos. You've just been exposed to My Accelerator Halo, the software that helps people put thousands of dollars back in their pocket instead of their bank's pocket. My Debt Halo, helping people with massive credit card issues. And getting them out of that situation. My Foreclosure Halo, My Tax Halo, My Credit Halo, My Trading Halo, which is a Forex software we just spoke about, My Health Halo, which you just heard about the machine that we're going to be marketing on an international basis. We're also going to expand into My Insurance Halo. I've always been a huge proponent of insurance, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of those things that nobody likes to pay for, but it's so very important. Over the years, I've known of people that have passed away. The main breadwinner of the family has passed away and has left their family in total financial disarray. We hope that we can show our clients how to get rid of their debts, how to make money in certain areas, including becoming an associate of ours, and free up a couple $100s a month and protect their families. But we also have a couple very interesting sub-halos of the insurance halo that we'll be rolling out, and some very, very exciting things, very big things, very big commission programs that will go under my insurance halo. We'll, again, be giving you guys more and more information in the coming few weeks. My travel halo. I'm also very excited about this. We want our clients to not only focus on finances and get themselves right side up and then move forward in their lives, but we also want our folks to have some fun. I mean, life is about having some fun as well. So we've got a very interesting partnership that we're aligning with, and we'll be rolling out some information about that here shortly. We are teaming up with a software company that has a huge solution for the medical community as a whole. We're talking about doctors, dentists, physical therapists, chiropractors, and so on. The industry as a whole has been dealing with some very archaic software within their operations. So we're teaming up with a company that has a solution for it. And not only have the medical community been dealing with archaic software, but they've been paying a fortune for this particular outdated software system. Well, there's an updated software system that does some amazing things, but the price of the system is going to be much lower than what they're accustomed to paying. And so we are going to be marketing this on an international basis. And again, we'll have some information to you here within the next, probably next couple of weeks on that particular halo. Our next halo is my business halo. This is an area where small businesses out there are looking for. It's amazing to me how many different areas of need there are for small business owners that are not being fulfilled out there. And so we are right now in some negotiations with some vendors that will be rolling out, and we'll be participating with many of those vendors on an international basis. My real estate halo, my mortgage halo are also a division that we'll be probably rolling out here in the next 3 months or so. A lot of work still to do. And then there's a few other halos that I'm not at liberty right now to share with you, but they're very exciting. Very exciting, and we will be rolling out probably 1 or 2 of those probably by next Saturday. It's our hope. And so my point here, folks, is that I hope you can catch the vision here with us. We are not going to have 1,000 different halos, but we are certainly going to have a few more halos that make sense, that fit into our model, and our entire premise of this model is simply this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the companies that you and I have participated in our past. When we market a product, whether it's a vitamin or a juice or whatever it might be out there that some of us have been with, when we bring 10 prospects to that particular company, we're very lucky if 1 or 2 of them convert into a customer of ours. Well, our premise of this model is that if you bring 10 prospects to Financial Halo and to your website, you're probably going to have a very high probability that 8 out of 10 of them are going to do business with you, if not more. And if they don't do business with you, they're certainly going to know somebody in their sphere of influence that needs one of the services that you're marketing. So we believe you're going to have a very high conversion rate. We also believe that over time, these prospects are going to do business with you in not only one of these areas, but probably multiple areas, which means that the aggregate of the commission that you're going to make from all of our halos is going to be some very significant dollars. So we're going to talk about the compensation plan here in just a second. But I want to transition here and introduce you guys to some of our key individuals with the company that have helped us thus far and are coming on board to help us really take this company to the next level here very quickly. There's one thing that I've learned from a couple individuals, and those being Henry Ford and John F. Kennedy, and that was that you surround yourself with much, much smarter people than you are. And I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a very smart guy, but I've, over the years, learned how to team up with smart people. And that's exactly what we're doing here, starting with the co-founder of our company, Mr. Ken Newton, a brilliant guy. Many of you know him, very smart guy, speaks very articulately. In fact, I often tease him that I don't understand a thing that he says. You know, he writes so well, speaks so well, and I'm so very fortunate to have him on board with the company. But there are some other great individuals that I want to introduce you guys to. First, our master distributor team. We're going to have 10 master distributors here in the U.S. We have appointed 3 of them. We're going to have 7 division presidents. In fact, we're going to have more than 7, and we've already started that appointing process. We are going to introduce you today to an executive director that will be overseeing 4 of our divisions and assisting those division presidents. And a lot of these positions are still open for you as well, folks. So we're going to give some information to you and you know, with your background, some of the people that you may know that fit into these positions, you're going to want to bring on board, and I'll give you more information about that here in just a second. We have already appointed approximately 30 FMS directors. That'll make sense to you what that means here in just a moment. So we are well underway, and the first gentleman that I want to introduce you to is our first master distributor, Dr. Doug Tuman. Very successful doctor. He owns 6 practices in the New York marketplace, but he's also been in the network marketing world for 13 years. He's been a 7-figure income earner, and we're so very happy to have him on board. You're going to hear from him in just a moment when he talks about our compensation plan that he's been very critical in helping us put together. The second individual, Mr. Paul Thorne. I've known about Paul for so many years and never had the opportunity to really work with him. We very, very briefly worked on a company about a year ago, and I just think the world of this guy and his wife, Molly. Just one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet, and we are so very fortunate to have him and Molly on board with us and helping us take Financial Halo through the roof. It's been amazing how many leaders that Paul has brought to the table over the last few weeks, and he's actually bringing some very, very top-notch halos to us as well. So Paul, jump in here, my friend, and say a few quick words as to where we are and where we're headed, my friend.
Thank you, Sunil. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. You're good to go.
Awesome. You know, as I said earlier before we started the webinar, Molly and I are so excited, so jazzed about Financial Halo and what it's going to do, not just for us, but for the people we know in the industry that have been looking for a significant opportunity that would be a long-term opportunity to give them the financial freedom they deserve. I mean, let's go back to the mission statement. When you and Ken called me about the opportunity, and I had worked with both of you before, knew your professionalism, knew you always did what you said you're going to do, because commitment is doing what you said you're going to do long after the mood you said it in has left you. You have always been professional in all of your dealings, and I was really proud to come on board and lend a hand here. We actually feel like a couple of kids in a candy store, if you will, when you go over these halos. You know, one of the first things that all of us want to do when we're building a new business like this is to have a memory jogger and start figuring out, who we know that could benefit from Financial Halo. Well, with the diversification and the leverage of these halos, I have made a tremendous list. I mean, because I know people in the travel arena, I know people obviously in the real estate arena, insurance and mortgage, and the tax resolution, travel. There's just so many things out there. The health arena that these people need to hear about our opportunity, because most companies, the benefit of my 27 years experience is that most companies have a very narrow line of products, and as you mentioned, you're lucky if you get 1 or 2 people of every 10 people you talk to, and with this diversity and leverage, it's very exciting to be able to offer so many different arenas that are billion-dollar halos. When I started my real estate career in Houston years ago, I did that for 15 years and owned and operated 5 Century 21 real estate franchises. Well, Sunil, that cost about $250,000 per real estate office to get up and running. So, times 5 offices, I was out over $1 million before I could calculate a profit. And our overhead ran as much as $15,000 a month every month for 5 offices, so I had $75,000 a month overhead before I could calculate a profit. And to top it off, in that business model, I ended up training my competition, because I would sponsor someone into the real estate industry and train them. And a couple of years later, after they knew everything I knew, they went down the street and opened an office to try to and became my competition. So I actually launched about 22 offices in Houston over that 15-year period that were superstars that became my competition. Not so in Financial Halo. With Financial Halo, no matter where they go in the world, and these are global opportunities with our Halo, they stay part of your financial family. So, this is such a big opportunity from that standpoint with the leverage and the diversity, and I can't wait to hear Doug this morning go over that comp plan again, because there's nothing like it in the industry. We're not talking about having to have 30,000 people to make $30,000. We're talking about just having a handful of people to make serious income. So I think we have something for everybody. That's what's going to make this become the next billion-dollar giant in the industry. And for what we've accomplished in beta launch, Sunil, I can't wait till the end of the first quarter. Back to you.
Thanks, my friend. Appreciate that. Our next speaker is Gary Wood, a friend of mine for a number of years now. Great guy, very aggressive guy. He has done a stellar job here over the last several weeks in recruiting, as many of you have. And Gary has twisted our arm. We weren't going to do this, but we did it for him. We made an exception. He's going to be one of our master distributors, as well as he's going to lead the charge for our insurance halo. So, Gary, come online here and share your thoughts, where we are, where we're headed, and what you're going to do for this company, my friend.
Good morning. Well, what can I say? I'm excited. There's so many people that are finding out about this so fast that it's pretty darn exciting. As you and I have talked so many times, when you've talked about 8 out of 10 people might use one of these products, and the difference between that and the traditional one business model, I think it's higher than that. Every single person that I've talked to is not only interested in multiple of the halos themselves, but I actually did a little survey. Out of 10 people that I talked to, 7 of them were in problems. 7 people, and these are people that we know, have some kind of issue either with their tax or their house or their IRS or something. It's a mess out there. So it was very exciting to talk to them about relief, but in terms of the premier top companies in each of these categories that do these things, because you're right, there's a lot of garbage out there, and we've all experienced it, but to know that this company is going to have the integrity to do the right thing with the right companies, that's a crusade we can pitch pretty hard, folks. Another thing that's exciting is even of the 7 or 8 that could use the products that were in trouble, the other ones, 10 out of 10 needed something that we do. My forte has always been the insurance. Since 1987, I've delivered 11 death claims, folks. I've been in the house, I handed the check to the widows, had little kids crawling on my legs. What happened to Daddy? Who's this guy? I've done all that, and I know the importance of the insurance part. But my concept has always been, and we're going to teach this, is what if you don't die? The chances and the odds are that you're not going to die. It's foolish to not be prepared in case you did, but it's overwhelming odds that you're not going to die. What are you going to do in case you don't die? We have a program that takes care of both of those, and other stuff along the way that we'll get into later. So it's an exciting concept. Every single person wants one of those policies, the kind of policies with a living benefit rider, so you don't have to die to collect the money. Every single person wants them. What's the problem? They can't afford them. So I've always, through the years, this is why it's such a great fit for me, through the years I've always had systems and ways to try to free up money to fund these policies with. Well, look at what we're doing here. I mean, you'd go in and save people not just a couple $100, I'm talking a couple $1,000 sometimes in their outflow, and you put that into one of these policies for a few years, folks, and watch what that does for them. So it's very, very exciting. I'm really happy to be involved. We've been talking about this concept for a long time, but folks, there's another aspect I think some people don't catch, and that there's a crusade here. This is bigger than us. A lot of people love to be part of the crusade. I started my career, my business career with A.L. Williams. Art Williams was my mentor. I mean, I got to know him personally, and I'm telling you, part of the reason that company did so well is they had the pitch man of the century, but they had a concept, and they had a crusade, folks. The crusade against cash value life insurance at that time is nothing like we have here. We have a crusade to help almost 10 out of 10 people in some area of their life. This thing is going to explode. So you need to be recruiting like crazy. Right now, we need to have thousands of people on these webinars in the next month or two, and I think that we're all in for the ride of our life. So I appreciate being here, Sunil. Back to you.
Thanks, Gary. Good to have you on board, my friend. All right, our next president that's been appointed is My Forex Halo, and many of you have been on his webinars. He is committed to doing 54 webinars for this month, and he's had some help from a couple of our other leaders, Carlton Edwards, who's just a phenomenal Forex trader and a trainer, has been doing some calls as well. So We'll also give you a couple links here for some of the calls today as well as the calls for the rest of the week. And you definitely want to jump on these calls and learn a little bit more about it. My Health Halo, we have Dr. Lewis Meltz. He's been appointed as a president for My Health Halo. Great guy. We've known Doc for about 30 years. One of the most intelligent guys you're going to meet, and just one of the nicest guys you're going to meet as well. So we're going to have him speak to you about where we're going to take My Health Halo and some of the sub-health halos that we're bringing on board as well. Of course, you heard from Mr. Greg Somerville. He's going to be the president of my real estate halo and my mortgage halo, and we'll be getting more and more information about those halos out to you as well. Now it's my pleasure to introduce you to a new appointee for Financial Halo. His name is TJ Mars. He will be the executive director who will be working with 4 of the presidents and overseeing these halos: my debt halo, my tax halo, my foreclosure halo, and my credit halo. Again, each one of these halos will have a president, but he's going to oversee those 4 divisions, and he has a tremendous background. 26 years in the network marketing world, 25 years in mortgage and finance. He's been a national speaker. He's been featured twice at the National Association of Real Estate Investors. He's been featured on TV, CNBC's Power Lunch, and the Wall Street Journal report. This guy has been a financial speaker on just about every major radio market in the U.S. Ex-Naval Intelligence Officer, overseeing 1,300 people in his command. And then in 1996, he got into this whole world that we've been talking about. He created a company called Living Free and Clear, and there he taught people how to save their homes and how to eliminate their debt and finance, and he's well aware of the Accelerator software program. He's been in the real estate world and has some very unique concepts that we're going to be actually sharing with you as sub-halos of our real estate division. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure this morning to congratulate TJ and welcome on board our executive team. Tremendous guy, as you're going to hear from. TJ, are you online, bud? It's great. Yes, sir. Good to go. Great job, my friend, and thanks. Really looking forward to your
Muted.
background and great things to come with you. All right, I want to transition here real quick. We're getting short on time here, but I want to bring on Dr. Doug Tooman. Again, he's been very instrumental in helping us with the compensation plan. Hey, Doc, you're on an open line now, my friend. Let's jump in here and very quickly. This is not a training call, but I want to give a very quick overview as to what we've created here.
Hey, Sunil, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. You're good to go.
Good. Let me just first congratulate TJ Mars. Congratulations, TJ. That's a fabulous position. And Sunil, congratulations again to you. And Ken, you know, my mom, probably like your mom, used to say you can judge a person by who they hang out with, who their friends are. And I think we take that one step further by saying we can judge a business by who your business partners and your team are. And you are doing just an exceptional job putting together an extraordinary team of people. So congratulations. Wonderful stuff. So let's talk about the compensation plan. And again, this will be an overview and just introductory quick remarks, and this will be quick, is that we had three things in mind when we started this. It had to be, number one, simple. Number two, we had to pay as much as we can to the field. And number three, we wanted to make it easy to get paid, not to jump through hoops to get paid. So we have created, with the help of, again, great consultations with people who are doing this in the industry for decades, a unique unilevel plan. And what I'm going to show on screen is our large halo payouts. We're going to pay out not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but 10 levels of payout. And I can tell you from firsthand experience what one more level may mean to your paycheck as this company goes from small to huge. So you will be thanking all of us for having a 10-level compensation plan. Everybody, when you start, you get a 90-day grace period, which means you earn 10 levels from the day you start. And by the way, we have not started yet. We will announce a start date when we do start. But from that date forward, we'll have a 90-day grace period to earn 10 levels deep. And then very simply, it's going to be real easy to get paid 10 levels in each halo. Just make one sale in each halo and add 3 more months of getting paid 10 levels deep. So every single pin level, no matter what level you're at, no matter what kind of volume you have, is eligible for 10 levels deep. So that is absolutely going to crank for all of us. Great stuff. So we're going to give you an example here, again, a very quick example of a number on a payout for our larger tax halo, our larger halos, including accelerated tax, foreclosure, and health. And what we're going to show you is what we're paying out 10 levels deep. So on average, if we have a $1,500 commission paid to the field, $1,200 of that will be placed in the unilevel. The other $300 will be placed on the back end, but 80% of it here is on the unilevel. We will pay the sales agent a significant portion of that, and because we have big numbers, we can pay out big numbers 10 levels deep. If some of you have been in the industry before, you might have had somebody in your second or third level. You weren't getting paid half or a third of what we're paying out on 10 levels deep here. So there is a lot of money. So when people are bringing people to the table, we're going to flow a lot of money up to the upline. It's going to be extraordinary numbers going through your businesses. And again, every single pin level is eligible to earn 10 levels starting immediately.
Hey, Doug, let me just pipe in here real quick. One of the things I want to emphasize to you guys is some of the halos that we're going to be bringing out, like you see in this example, $450 at level 1 when you make the sale. Some of the halos we're going to actually have $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, maybe even $3,000 on that first level when you make a sale. So stand by for those very exciting halos that we're going to be rolling out.
It is going to be very exciting. And on the other end, we're going to have some that will pay a little bit less. That will be less than 10 levels as well. So it'll be a mix and match with all of the different compensations. But from the unilevel, the second part here is our matching bonuses. Matching bonuses are great, and what we're going to be doing here, and it's going to be a real simple comp plan, 10-level unilevel, and fabulous matching bonuses. And what you'll be able to do as you advance up your pin levels, and this is where your pin level will make a difference, not on the front end, but here, you'll be able to earn larger and larger and larger matching bonuses. This will be on the unilevel check that somebody receives. Whatever the unilevel check is, you're going to match that with a percentage based on your level, and that will be paid down up to 3 levels deep, as you see, starting at a 4% for the entry levels, all the way up to 25% on level 1, 15% on level 3. So you can just imagine as your business grows how big these matching bonuses are going to go. I'll do a training another time that will just explode how that will be, but for now just understand it's big. And then in addition to that, for our top leaders, we will have 3 different pools. We'll have 10 different pin levels, level 8, level 9, and level 10. Each will have separate pools of 1% of all of the sales commissions, split only by the people that are in those pools. So again, we'll do the numbers another time, but these are huge incomes for our top leaders. So we're going to pay entry-level people, we're going to pay sales people, we're going to pay 10 levels deep, we're going to pay matching bonuses, and we're going to make our leaders very wealthy. Financial Halo compensation plan will be, we will tweak it every single month, quarter, with contests and prizes, and they'll be for trips and computers and everything else that you could possibly want that we will throw on there for people that are doing a stellar job of building businesses and making sales. So Sunil, I think that's our compensation plan in a nutshell. Back to you. Well,
great job.
Yeah, this is
great job. Great job, Doug. Thank you so much for all your hard work that you did in putting that plan together. One of our halos, which is the Forex Halo, we have teamed up with a company called Forex DAT, and we'll be participating within their compensation plan. And what you want to do is reach out to the person that invited you. There's no cost to join their company, so you want to definitely take a position. That company and that division is literally exploding on an international basis. We have people all over the world that have joined our team, and so you're going to want to get their website, www.forex-dat.com/username. Go sign up on that Halo and start recruiting like mad for that situation. When you come on board with Financial Halo, we're going to give you 2 websites. One is going to be the .com. This website will only focus in on the services that we offer. And what we're doing here, ladies and gentlemen, is very simple. We want our reps to do very, very little out there. We want our associates, as we call them, to do very little. We want you to simply get your prospects to the website. They will very quickly see the various different halos. They'll click on the halo, and then they'll get more information. They'll see videos from our partners, and they'll see some information. If they're interested in further information, they'll then enter their name, email address, and phone number, and that will then lead them to our provider attorney's website and further information. There'll be a scheduler that they can input their time availability, and that will help our providers to reach out so that there's less phone tag going on. And so when you sign up as an associate today, you're going to immediately get your .net site. The .com site is not ready to go yet. You're going to get .net site so that you can further start your recruiting process, and you can reach out to anyone and everyone in your sphere of influence and bring them on board as an associate. We are very aggressively, very actively, we have brought on board a lot of associates over the last just 8 days, I think, when we released that site. And once you get your link, again, get it out to as many people as you can and start that recruiting process, and have them do the same thing. As they recruit or enroll on your site, they're going to get their replicated website, teach them to get their replicated site out to as many people as they can. Now, here's another announcement for you today. We have a grandfathered situation going on, of course, as many of you that have already joined are well aware of, and that is that we have a $149 associate fee that we will be charging all associates that join Financial Halo, and an annual $99 fee to remain in the compensation plan. And as you heard Paul Thorne speak about earlier, his 5 offices cost him over $1 million to start up, and a very serious monthly expense to keep them operational. Well, we've actually been told by some of our advisors that we should be charging a whole heck of a lot more than $149, considering that all associates can participate in all of our halos, current halos and future halos. and earn commission off of all of those halos that are non-licensed halos. I've got to be very clear on that. You'll be able to earn commissions on all of our non-licensed halos, which majority of our halos will be non-licensed halos. So a very, very minimal amount of money to participate in all of those halos and all of our compensation plan. However, what we've decided to do in our beta launch, and because we had a slight little speed bump last week, which was no big deal, but we want to always do the right thing, we're going to extend this. This was supposed to end on January the 15th, just 4 days from today. We were going to end this, but our leadership, our master distributors, persuaded us to extend that date till February the 1st. So till February the 1st, you guys can recruit as many people as you can, and we're going to waive that $149, and we're going to waive the $99 annual fee forever. So there's some big money here that people are going to save if you get them into the system by now February 1 or January 31st. So end of this month, bottom line, okay? And get at it, build your teams, build your foundations as quickly as possible, because that's a heck of a value. We were not going to extend that past January the 15th, but again, thanks to the master distributors, when you talk to them or speak to them or email them, thank them for that. One of the things you're going to find with our company, as a quick sidebar note, is that when we set a deadline for something, we're going to meet that deadline. We're not going to play those games like so many companies do, that extensions after extensions after extensions after extensions, and they become a joke. We're not going to do that. So, and that's why I'm emphasizing the point that we were not going to do this, but our arms were twisted, so to speak, and we're glad to do it. We're happy to do it, but these extensions will not continue to happen, just FYI. Now, I want to close off the call with a very, very important segment here. That is our field marketing system. Many of you have already participated and are participating, but we've got a lot of new people on the call here today, so please bear with me here. Just give me another 5 minutes or so. The field management system, the marketing system, is a very important and dear system to Ken and I. And let me share a thought with you. I believe that technology is wonderful. As we're experiencing technology today here through this webinar, we've got people from all over the country, all over the world, North America, on this call here today. Great. But I also believe that technology has hurt the MLM world. You see, we have emphasized to our downlines, our team members out there, that they can sit at home and use technology and never leave their house and become multimillionaires in this industry. I believe that majority of the population cannot do that. I believe that majority of the population needs that interaction with their local market. I believe that the meeting structure that was the backbone of our industry is now gone over the last 5+ years. Well, we want to bring that back. And what we want to do here in the U.S. and North America and in the world is we're going to have meetings in every major city. So here in the U.S., we plan to have about 300 meetings eventually every single week, like clockwork. Every single week, these regional directors that we're going to appoint in every major city are going to do a weekly presentation. They're then going to do a monthly training. These regionals are going to be overseen by senior regional directors who will be overseen by state directors. And this provides a great check and balance as well for us. It also helps with compliance, and lots of different things are accomplished with this incredible system. With having these meetings around the country, around the world, on a regular, consistent basis, it accomplishes a couple things for you and your sales force. It gives you and I the consistency, meaning that anywhere you send your prospect, you know that they're going to get a consistent message. You know that that leader is going to wrap their arms around your prospect and help them. Look, let's face it, if you live in California and you recruit somebody in New York, what really are you going to be able to do to help them? Yes, you can do some three-way calls, absolutely. You can train them, yes, via phone. But after that, what else can you really do to help them? They need local help in New York. Well, this infrastructure is going to help them locally. Well, what if you recruit somebody in Tokyo, Japan, and you live in California. What are you going to really do with that person? Yeah, I know you can do some calls with them, but wait a minute. You don't speak the language. You don't understand perhaps the culture of that country. How are you really going to help them? The answer is you really can't help them. Well, with this structure, you are going to be able to help them because we're going to appoint a country director of Japan. That person's going to appoint senior directors and regional directors all over Japan to help you. And that's going to happen all over the world. More meetings, more enrollments, bigger teams, bigger support, and of course, bigger commissions. These areas are going to be licensed based on population. We also are going to be appointing a national director. We're going to have a national director that will oversee about 8 states. And these regional directors, as I mentioned, are going to do weekly meetings and then once-a-month trainings. Our associates are going to pay a very minimal $350 to go to these trainings that are absolutely paramount. Time in, time out stats have shown that people that attend training will outperform people that don't attend training. Very minimal cost. And in our business model, they can make that back very quickly. One sale is going to make their money back in most of our Halos. And it's going to be an intensive class. We're going to make sure you understand what you can and cannot do. There'll be some compliance testing that we're going to do in these classes. And upon completion, you're going to get a certificate that you have accomplished this training, etc. Now, I want to share this with you. Why in the world would you want to do this program as a regional director? Well, there's a very minimal licensing fee that you'll pay at the end of the year. We want you to make a tremendous amount of money doing this. And for every new associate that attends your training class, we're going to pay you $100. So in the example of doing a weekly meeting in San Francisco every Tuesday, for example, for 4 weeks, and then later on that month you're doing a training class, let's say 20 new associates show up to your training class. Well, you just made $2,000 for that one day. I assure you that some of you, as you build your regions and your downlines and work with other leaders, will have 100 people show up to your training class in San Francisco or Tampa or Dallas or wherever you're appointed. You might have 100 people show up. That's $10,000 for that one day worth of training. Now, our seniors are also going to earn a substantial dollar amount, which is $50 per head. Now, seniors will be overseeing maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 regional directors. Now, here's the point. The senior is not doing the training. They're overseeing their region, but anytime there's a training class that happens, they're getting $50 for every associate that attends a training class. So, in this example, there might be 4 or 5 training classes going on in your region as a senior, and say you got 100 new associates of Financial Halo attending a training somewhere, you just made $50 per person or $5,000 for that one Saturday. The state director is going to accomplish the same thing. They're going to get $50 per associate that attends a training anywhere in their state. So in the example of, say, California, for example, you have 500 associates attending a training class somewhere. Well, you just made $25,000 for that one Saturday. So these are some very, very aggressive overrides, commissions that we're paying to only a very, very select group of people. This is a very coveted situation for about 400 people here in the U.S. that will be appointed. These commissions are not paid out into the compensation model, just to be crystal clear. This is only for people doing the activity of a trainer or overseeing a region. We're also going to appoint a national trainer, as I mentioned, a national director who will oversee multiple states. They will get $20 for all students, associates attending a training class. So in the example of maybe 2,000 associates attending a training class next Saturday, this individual's got a potential of earning $40,000 for that one Saturday. We have begun the appointing process of cultural ambassadors as well. We're going to have 2 Hispanic ambassadors, 2 Russian, 2 Chinese, 2 Vietnamese, 2 Filipino, 2 Japanese, and 2 Korean. They will share the country in the U.S. here, split right in the middle, West Coast, East Coast. And they will have a remuneration as well. We have not established what that number looks like, but we'll roll that out here very quickly. And ladies and gentlemen, we have already appointed approximately 30 of these FMS leaders. Some are regional directors, some are state directors, some are senior regional directors, and so on. And Ken is interviewing and taking on interviews with a lot of people that you are sending to him for evaluation. And I would highly encourage, if you are interested in these coveted positions, and I'm going to run through some people's pictures here. We will be showing you a lot more of these next week as we're getting more pictures and their bios into us. And let me share one very important part about this program. Even if you are personally not interested in taking on one of these coveted positions, think about it in this way. What if you could get 3, 5, 10, 20 people that you are connected with in the world that are MLM leaders? What if you can get them appointed to these coveted positions? What is that going to do for you and your organization? You see, what it's going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is going to help you create a very solid team. Because next time something pops up in the marketplace, this vitamin or this membership or this whatever, your leaders are not going to lose their focus, because they're not going to want to lose their coveted position as a regional director or a senior regional director or a state director or even a country director. So you want to go out there right now and use this as a huge, huge carrot, if you will, in building your team with Financial Halo. Go out there, bring people to these webinars, and let them see for themselves, and let them see what's on the table for them. And then if any of you on the call today are interested in any one of these coveted positions, please send Ken at financialhalo.com an email. If you want to be a president of a division, if you want to be a master distributor, we still have 7 master distributor positions available. We have gotten several candidates that have sent in their information. We're vetting them all out. If you want to be part of the field management system, which we just went over, please send Ken an email immediately. These positions are going to go very, very rapidly, folks, I assure you. So if you want one of these positions, or if you know someone that should have one of these positions, you want to get on it right away. Now, if you have any technology, if you have any products, if you are connected with any inventors out there that have something that they just don't know what to do with from a marketing standpoint, send me an email at Sunil@FinancialHalo, or call me, or have that individual call me. And if we implement that halo, you will override that halo forever. Ladies and gentlemen, some big, big opportunities here. And again, if you have a tax issue right now, or you know someone that has a tax issue, send us an email to mytaxhalo@financialhalo.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also doing, as I mentioned, 54 webinars, and I'll leave this up for a few minutes as we terminate the call here today. But these are the links, and all you have to do is come online this afternoon at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock and hear a little bit more about My Forex Halo, and use these links to get as many people as you can onto those calls, and we will help you recruit them and sell them the software for My Forex Halo. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again for your valuable time. Thank you for your latitude in giving us some additional time here today. A lot of information to share with you. We're so very excited. We congratulate you for coming on board with Financial Halo. We look forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. We look forward to, again, working with each and every one. Bye-bye.